What's up everyone, my name is Alpha and today we're back for another Pokemon challenge video. Today we're on Pokemon X and today's challenge be can I beat Pokemon X Hardcore Nuzlocke using only shiny normal type Pokemon. Now we experimented last time with only a mono type color shiny Hardcore Nuzlocke. Not a lot of people like that, so we're going back into the mono typing. So obviously I am back from my vacation and I am glad to be back and be able to pump out some more videos. In this month of July I'll be trying out new videos and experimenting all around, but also I'll keep my routine with my regular schedule Pokemon challenge videos, so you guys don't have to worry about that. I'm just be spam uploading because you know it's the summer and I have a lot of free time now. Anyways, to begin off our challenge, there are some specific rules to our challenge video that we have to run through. Firstly are all the rules. It's a Hardcore Nuzlocke mono type shiny only run with each of my Pokemon being nicknamed after you guys in the comments. So thank you so much for leaving a comment in my previous challenge video. If you guys want to be nicknamed after a Pokemon in my future challenge video, just drop it in comments and hopefully I'll pick yours. And of course, while you're down there, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Really help me out, and let's get on to the challenge video. So to start off, there is no normal type starter Pokemon. I think so, I'm pretty sure. And so we have to move on into Route 2, which is going to be in this grassy area with the catching tutorial. Once we're done learning how to catch a Pokemon, we're going to go out and shiny hunt for our very first Pokemon. So we're going to shiny hunt in Route 2, and there's multiple normal type Pokemon that we want to get, but we want to very much avoid a Fletchling. If you know, I think if we had a shiny Fletchling, I think I would just play with it and just not evolve it. I just would have sacked it eventually, but if we do get a shiny Fletchling, that's unfortunate because it does lose its normal typing once it evolves to a second stage. But lucky enough, we do avoid all that nonsense and we find ourselves a shiny Bumblebee. Surprisingly, I thought we were gonna get a Pidgey, but we got a Bumblebee. We're gonna catch it and add it to our team as we head through the forest and head into the next route of the game. Before we head into that, something actually happened to my controller. As you can see, my A button turned into left movement, so every time I press the A button, I would go to the left side of the screen. So that was kind of funny. I had to reset that real quick and head into Route 3, which is going to be the next area of the game where we're able to find ourselves our next shiny Pokemon. In here, we're able to find ourselves a shiny Bidoof after actually a couple minutes of shiny hunting, and we're able to find ourselves a shiny Bidoof, add that to our team, and move on into the next route. The next route will be Route 22. Before the first gym of the game, we're able to find ourselves some Litleos out here. We wanted a Litleo specifically, but unfortunately, we went out to the grass and we found ourselves a shiny Farfetch, which we added to our team, and now we're going to head into the first gym of the game. It's lucky enough for us that we did get a shiny Farfetch because the first gym in the game will be against Viola. Viola is going to be the bug type gym leader in the game, and since we have a Farfetch, I think things are looking pretty good for us. So we're going to start the battle off against Viola using my Farfetch. It looks like a roasted duck. Aerial Ace into the Surge Kit to knock it out in one shot, and the Vivillons can come out next. And then the Vivillons can come out next, which we're able to two-shot it using Aerial Ace. It learns Aerial Ace at level 9, which is such an early level to get such a powerful move as we two-shot Vivillon and we get our first gym badge of the game. Acquiring that, we can move out into Route 4, which there is a shiny Pokemon for us to get. There is a Furfrou out here, but there was no luck. I could not find a shiny Furfrou for my life. I went through this drought where we're not able to find ourselves any shiny normal type Pokemon for a long time. We even went into Route 7 and tried to find ourselves another Pokemon in here. There's Smeargles and there's also Sentrets in here. Could not find anything, so we have to move on, skip this part, go into Connecting Cave where we're able to find ourselves finally a shiny Whismur. Finally add that to our team as our next member and move out into Route 9. In this area, there is a rocky path for us in here, and we're able to encounter ourselves all a ground type Pokemon and also a normal type Pokemon in Helioptile. Helioptile we've used multiple times in our shiny Nuzlocke runs, but we're able to use it once again. Part electric, part normal type, we're added to our team and then move out into Glittering Cave. We're not going to stop shiny hunting apparently. Our sixth member for the meantime is going to be in Glittering Cave. There's, I think, one normal type Pokemon we are able to encounter in here, which is going to be Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan is going to be pretty decent Pokemon. It does not evolve at all. It's a basic Pokemon, but it has decent stats. Even though it's in the PU tier, it has a decent stat. We're unfortunately not able to use its Megastone since it's, I think, post game only, so that is kind of unfortunate. We add it to our team and move out and face off against the second gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against Grant next. Grant is going to be the rock type gym leader, and we're going to start the battle off against him using my Diggersby. He's going to start the battle off against us using a Mora, which is 4 times weak to fighting moves, so Double Kick will knock him out in one shot. And then his next and final Pokemon will be a Tyrant, which I double kick twice, and we're able to knock out the Tyrant. Pretty simple. I mean, nothing too difficult out here. Oh, he actually lives this, so he's gonna get healed up, so more turns are wasted. Anyways, we're gonna end up beating Tyron, and we beat Grant for a second gym badge of the game. Pretty simple. Didn't lose a single Pokemon just yet. And now we move out. And now we move out into Shirley City. The only thing we could really do out here is to get the Sunstone from this hiker and evolve our Helioptile into a Heliolisk. Once we get that, we're going to face off against the third gym leader in the game. Face off against Bruno's going to be the fighting type gym leader in the game, and we're going to start the battle off against her using my Farfetch. Farfetch fits my team perfectly as it's able to one-shot the Mienfoo. It just saves my life. I'm able to air lace into the Machoke, but it's going to rock to me, and I'm afraid that Machoke's going to outspeed. I doubt Machoke was going to outspeed me since I am a few levels above it. But it was just kind of scary, so I switched out into my Kangaskhan. It's going to heal up using a Hyper Potion, and then I'm going to fake out and return into him to knock him out. And then her final Pokemon will be a Hawlucha, and this Hawlucha does Home Claws and Flying Press me, but I'm able to survive it. Barely. Oof. I don't know if that was a low roll or a high roll, but I am able to just barely survive it and return to knock out the Hawlucha in 2 shots, and we end up beating Karina. That could have actually went pretty badly. From there though, there's not much for us to do, so we head into the next gym of the game as well. We face off against Ramos next. Ramos is going to be the grass type gym leader of the game. I start the battle off mistakenly using my Loudred. I did not want to use my Loudred hit, and Ford does not knock out the jump club as it goes for a Hyper Potion, and I am messing up. Loudred could go down here as I'm just messing up really badly, so I switch my Loudred out for my Farfetch. I take unfortunate acrobatics, and then I go for an air lace right after. I survive another acrobatics luckily, and I'm able to air lace into the jump bluff to knock him out. But that means I have no HP for the actual Go-Goat, which actually may be blessing in disguise, because Go-Go hits pretty hard with takedown and all. So I switch out into my Kangaskhan, which is pretty beefy. We're going to fake out into the Go-Goat, and we're also going to Rock Tomb into him to lower his speed. He's going to Bulldoze me and then return into him to knock him out. And then his final Pokemon will be a Weeping Bell, which one return will knock him out since I'm at full happiness. And we end up beating Ramos pretty easily. Now, moving on to the next gym, we move out into the 5th gym of the game. We're going to face off against Clement. Clement is going to be the electric type gym leader of the game. We have a ground type Pokemon on our team. Now, I thought that's going to be enough for us because I didn't bother going back and healing up my team at all. So I decided to start the battle off using my Digger's Beat against him. We're going to Rock Tomb into the Moga. It does not knock him out in 2 shots, which is kind of unfortunate. I did not want to hit him with a return so I don't get static, but eventually I just got to cave in. I went for a return. I get static, of course. Of course, the thing I didn't want to happen actually happened. After that, he goes out to his Heliolisk, which I am kind of scared of if it had Surf, but it only has Quick Attack, so I just need a breakthrough. Bulldoze him 1 time, and you can see from my frustration, not once, not twice, not 3 times, 4 times in a row. 4 times in a row. There was no way that could have happened 4 times in a row that my Digger's Beat got static paralyzed constantly. So I switched out into my own Heliolisk. My Heliolisk does not 1v1 this one because he ends up healing himself, which is unfortunate. So I have to switch out into my Loudred next. Loudred is able to actually uproar him multiple times and actually end up knocking him out. But unfortunately, that forces out the Magneton to go for an electric terrain against me. I uproar him, and then I still am in uproar. So he's going to Thunderbolt me and knock out my Loudred, which is unfortunate. So I have to switch out into my next Pokemon. Can't sack anyone else. Everyone else is at low HP. Kangaskhan earlier faced off against an Ampharos that put him to paralyzed and is not able to be used in this fight because I was lazy and I was too overconfident in going to this fight, thinking I didn't need a heal. So I had to go out to my Beatbro to hopefully do enough damage so I could go out into my Heliolisk to Surf and knock out the Magneton, and luckily it worked out for me, but I lose 2 members in 1 fight because I got overconfident with my ground type Pokemon. Look, at any point, if my Digger's Beat did not get paralyzed, this would have been a fine resolution. I would have beat this gym pretty easily, but because I got paralyzed 4 times in a row, I lost 2 Pokemon. So I'm gonna blame that. Also, my overconfidence got me. But from there though, we're gonna move out into Route 12. We're gonna find ourselves a shiny Taurus. Took me a long time to find because I need a replacement for my team, and also took me a long time to catch, as you can see. Eventually, we're gonna add it to our team and move out into the 6th gym of the game. We're gonna face off against Valerie next, the fairy type gym leader in the game, and we start the battle off against her using my Digger's Beat to Bulldoze into the Mawile. Mawile is gonna crunch me, but I'm able to Bulldoze it twice to knock him out pretty easily, and then she can switch out into her Mr. Mime, which I don't think is too scary of a Pokemon, as I'm just going to continuously return her. It's going to actually knock me down with a Psychic, very low on HP at this point, but at least Reflect is broken, so I am able to knock out the Mr. Mime. but I'm at low HP, so I had to switch out into my Kangaskhan against the Sylveon. It's always Diggersby and Kangaskhan. I just realized that I really love using those two Pokemon. But my favorite Pokemon so far in this entire run is my Farfetch. I just like how useful it is. Unfortunately, my Kangaskhan gets low on HP, so I switched out to my Tauros, and my Tauros cannot take a single damage. My Tauros cannot take a single hit for some reason, so I was like, uh oh, this thing is trash. Switch out into my Farfetch. It does too much damage to my Farfetch as well, so I switched out to my Heliolisk next. I went for a Surf. It's going for a Charm. For some reason, I go for a Charge to boost my special defense. Unfortunately, I did not teach it Thunderbolt, so I had to chip it down, and eventually I am able to knock out the Sylveon, but that battle could have went better, honestly. From there, though, we're going to go through most of the story, go to the Pokeball Factory, and move on and face off against the next gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against the 7th gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against Olympia next. Olympia is going to start the battle off against us using a Sigilyph, which start the battle off using my Diggersby to Sword Stance right in front of it, and unfortunately goes for a Reflect, so I Sword Stance another time. It's going to psych me and lower my special defense, so I gotta hit it. I gotta knock him out real quick. So we knocked down Sigilyph at the very least. Then she goes out to her Slowking next, which I go out to my Heliolisk, which is going to take a critical Psychic, of course, but I am able to live another one, so I'm able to Thunderbolt. 2-shot, knock out the Slowking. Actually, 1-shot it, which is kind of funny. And then the Meowstic will come on next. I go out into, obviously, my Kangaskhan against her. And we're going to fake out into her first. And then return to knock her out. And things are pretty simple. It's like a routine out here. Kangaskhan always finishes up. Has the priority fake out. Has the return power. Oh my god. It does so much damage for return that we're able to beat Olympia. Get our 7th gym badge of the game. And move on and face off against Team Flare in their hideout. We're going to go through Team Flare's hideout. Clear through the hideout. Catch yourselves a Xerneas, which is actually part of the story. Unfortunately, I have 5 Pokemon at this moment because I didn't want Shiny Hunt for anything else in the game at this moment, so I decided to catch the Xerneas. Unfortunately, since I only have 5 members, Xerneas is going to be the first member on my team. When we face off against Lysander, obviously I'm not going to use Xerneas against Lysander, so I'm just going to throw Pokeballs into Xerneas' feints, and then I can switch out into my Tauros, which will lower the attack stat of Mienshao and also get a Zen Headbutt off against him to knock him out in one shot. Then he decides to switch out into his Pyro next, which unfortunately did not teach my Tauros Wodos because XP share is broken. It's going to Fire Blast me, it's going to do a lot of damage. So I decided to switch out into my Heliolisk, which lucky does not have dry skin. So it will survive the Fire Blast. Surf will knock him out. He then goes out to his Honchkrow, which also gets Thunderbolted and gets knocked out. And yeah. His next Pokemon will be a Gyarados. I would stay in, but unfortunately this thing does switch into a Mega, so I was debating going to my Tauros to get the Intimidate drop, but I thought it was a little risky. I go out to my Kangaskhan, which will take an Aqua Tail to its face. It cannot take another one. I got some chip damage on it, so I decided to switch out to my Tauros next. My Tauros will lower its attack stat and survive an Aqua Tail just barely. And then I try to switch out into my Diggersby, hoping it goes for an Earthquake. Does not go for an Earthquake. Aqua Tail does over half, over 130 damage. So I had to switch out into my Heliolisk. Heliolisk has to hopefully survive an Aqua Tail, which it does luckily, and I can go for a Thunderbolt, hoping it does enough damage, and it just barely does, and we end up beating the Gyarados, and we end up beating Lysander without losing a single Pokemon for us. From there, we're going to face off against the 8th gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against Wolfric next. Wolfric is going to be the Ice type gym leader in the game. We'll start the battle off against him using my Kangaskhan. I'm going to Power Punch into the Bomb Snow, take an Energy Ball, and then return him to knock him out. And then his next Pokemon will be a Cragno. Next, I go for a Power Punch to knock him out in one shot. Pretty simple. His next Pokemon will be an Avalok next. I switch out to my Tauros first to take an Avalanche, and then switch out to my Heliolisk, which is going to be a special attacker. And since Avalok is pretty known for his trash special defense, I am able to Thunderbolt it and 2-shot him to knock him out. And we end up beating Wolfric and receive our 8th gym badge of the game pretty easily. Quick battle, because they only have 3 Pokemon, which is bad design, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, we're going to move on into the Elite Four next without any issues and face off against the Elite Four. Our first Elite Four member we're going to face off against is going to be Malva. Malva is going to be the Fire type Elite Four member of the game. And we're going to start the battle off against her using my Diggersby. Diggersby is obviously pretty simple. We're going to Sword Stance up in front of her as she Noble Roars me, which is fortunate. But I go for an Earthquake right after that. Knock out the Pyro, which is nice. She then goes out to her Talonflame, which I thought, stupidly, I thought I'd be able to outspeed it. I will go for a Rock Tomb. It goes for a Brave Bird. I was like, oh, this thing's dead. I live with 13 HP. Rock Tomb luckily knocks out the Talonflame. And at this point, didn't want to risk it. I gotta switch out my Pokemon. I switch out to my Heliolisk next. Was a bad mistake. Earthquake almost knocks me out. So I'm like, I gotta switch out into my Tauros. Tauros is gonna get 2 workups in front of the Torkoal, and I'm able to Bodos twice in front of him to knock him out luckily. even though I'm at 18 HP. And since I know Taurus is pretty fast as a Pokemon in general, I can outspeed the Chandelure and knock him out with Voldos at +2, and we end up beating Malva without losing a single Pokemon. Got very close though. From there, we're going to face up against Windstrom next. Windstrom's going to be the Steel type Elite Four member, and we're going to start the battle off against him using my Kangaskhan against his Klefki. He goes for spikes multiple times, which is probably the losing play. I'm not going to lie, that is the losing play because I just kept power up punching, and at this point I have Sucker Punch as a move, and in this generation, Dark is a neutral typing to Steel type, so they're not resisting against Dark type moves, so I'm basically done once I get +6. I just need enough HP to knock out the Probopass, and that should be GG against him. As I'm able to knock out the Klefki first, he then immediately goes out to his Aegislash trying to do Sacred Sword against me, but I outspeed him regardless. I have Sucker Punch, doesn't come in contact with King Shield as well, so I'm able to Sucker Punch, knock out the Aegislash. He then goes out to his Probopass, which gets 2-shotted with Power Up Punch. Doesn't matter, Flash Cannon does not do enough damage, and I'm able to knock out the Probopass, and then his final Pokemon will be a Scizor, which at +6, Sucker Punch from a Kangaskhan is going to knock him out. Super simple. We end up beating Wingstrom, and we move out to the next Elite Four member. We're face off against Drasna next. Drasna is going to be the Dragon type Elite Four member, and we're starting to battle off against her using my Diggersby. This was a bad play, so I'm gonna go for an immediate Earthquake. It hits me with Surf, which means I don't know why I didn't go for a Sword Sense to begin with. I got 2 Sword Sense up, and this battle could have been possibly over. But anyways, Earthquake knocks him out, and then she switched out to a Druddigon. A Return does not knock out the Druddigon as it goes for a Revenge to knock me out, and I lose Diggersby, which is unfortunate. Didn't need to lose Diggersby at all. I go out to my Kangaskhan next, Power Punch him. Obviously, doesn't do a lot of damage, I'm not gonna lie, but Return will knock him out. As you can see, Return on Kangaskhan might be the most broken move possible, but from there I am able to Outrage into the Altaro to knock him out, and her final Pokemon will be a Northern, which I am able to obviously Outrage to knock him out as well, and down goes Drasna. But unfortunately, we do lose Diggersby in the process. Kind of an annoying loss, but from there we're going to face up against Sealberg next. Sealberg is going to be the Water type Elite Four member, and we're going to start the battle off against him using my Heliolisk. We haven't used Farfetch in a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but Heliolisk is going to Thunderbolt into the Clawitzer to knock him out, 1 shot. Gyarados comes out, Thunderbolt to knock him out, 1 shot. I'm gonna tell you, this is a pretty simple battle. We're gonna Grass Knot into the Barbarico to knock him out in 1 shot, and the final Pokemon will be a Starmie, which, guess what happens? Yeah, Thunderbolt to knock him out in 1 shot, and we end up beating Sealberg. Moving on to the champion. The champion fight, we're going to face out against Diantha next. We're going to start the battle off against her using my Heliolisk because, I mean, it's probably the best encounter right here. Thunderbolt to knock him out in 1 shot, and, you know, we take a free win. From there, she's going to switch out into her Gudra next, which I don't have too much of an answer for, so I decided to go out to my Earth Swing to do some chip damage. This was a bad play. It goes for Focus Blast. It does not miss a Focus Blast, which is surprising. Should have missed at least one of them, but you know what? She didn't miss anyone. So I go out to my Farfetch to fly, does about half to it, survive a Dragon Pulse, and then fly once again to knock out the Gudra. Okay, we'll take it. Sky Plate Farfetch is the move right here. She then goes out to her Tyrantrum, which I don't have a play here. I'm just going to sack my Farfetch as he gets hit in his face by the Tyrantrum, and then I go out to my Kangaskhan next. Kangaskhan is going to Power Punch into the Tyrantrum's face, and I take a Heavy Smash, which surprisingly does not knock me out. And then the Amoris comes on next, which I am able to Power Punch it. I thought I could knock it out in 1 shot. It does not die in 1 shot. Luckily enough, it just sets up Light Screen and doesn't blizzard me, so I'm able to get 1 more Power Up Punch against him. So I have a +3 Kangaskhan on my side, and all I gotta do is Sucker Punch into the Gorgeist to knock him out in 1 shot. And her final Pokemon will be a Mega Gardevoir, which all I gotta do is take a Sucker Punch. I do also have 2 more Pokemon in the bag, but I am able to knock them out in 1 shot, and Kangaskhan sweeps through the rest of Diantha's team, and we end up beating Diantha pretty easily, and we finish off the challenge. We do lose 2 more members. Death count goes up to 5, which is unfortunate, but we still end up beating the challenge with a majority of our Pokemon still left, and honestly, it was a fun challenge. Pretty easy, since it's still X and Y, but I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for making all the way to the end. It means a lot to me. Let me know what type of challenge you guys want me to do in the future. I was thinking as a surprise, but you know, you guys made it this far, you guys could get some intel in. Next week, I was thinking about using Ash's Pokemon in a Hardcore Nuzlocke Shiny only. Maybe that'll be a little fun. Let me know what you guys think. Anyways, my name's been Alpha. Hope you guys all had a great day, and I'm out. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment down below some challenge ideas just like this one, and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, anyways, I'm out. Peace.